Shalom. First off, I want to give all praises, all honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahushua, Ba'ashim, Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone who rule well, who also taught me this 100% truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect. This Kasada back with another quick lesson. And going into this lesson, man, this is just a quick breakdown of, I was about to say Revelation, Daniel's, the 11th chapter, 1 through 4. Okay. And I'm gonna just go ahead and get into this thing. Let's go ahead and get straight to it. And it says, also I, in the first year of Darius the Mede, even I stood to confirm and to strengthen him. Verse 2, and now I will shew thee the truth. Behold, there shall stand up yet 3 kings in Persia, and the fourth shall be far richer than they all, and by his strength through his riches he shall stir up all against the realm of Greece. Right, Grecia. Right, and pretty much in this verse, man, it mentions 4 kings. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get these kings that is mentioning, which the first king that is talking about, or the first king of kings that is mentioning, is Cambyses the second. All right, so let's grab something on him. All right, Cambyses the second was the second king of kings of the Achaemenid Empire from 530 to 522 BC. He was the son and successor of Cyrus the Great, and his mother Cassandra was Cassandra. All right, if I'm mentioning that correctly, Salakia if I'm not. Yeah, he was that first king. That is mentioning okay, after Cyrus the Great, Darius. Okay. In which it goes on a little bit more. Before his accession, Cambyses was briefly served as the governor of the northern Babylonian under his father from April to December 538 BC. Afterward, he resided in the Babylonian city of Babylon and Cypre before being appointed by his father as co-ruler in 530 BC. His father then set off on an expedition against the Massagetae in Central Asia, where he met his end. Cambyses thus became the sole ruler of the vast Achaemenid Empire, facing no reported opposition. Right, man? So pretty much, man, this is going into the Achaemenid Empire. All right, Daniel's 11 and verse 2. Okay, so he came into power. He was sharing power with his father, but after his father passed, he became that sole ruler. Okay, so the next king that is talking about is pretty much his next successor, really, as it mentioned, Bardia. All right, which is his brother. Okay, and Bardia, it also mentions, possibly died 522 BC, also named as Tony Xerxes. And Salaki, I'm butchering these names, but you get the point. You see it as you go. Was a son of Cyrus the Great. All right, it was his brother, the younger brother of Cambyses II, both Persian kings. There are sharply divided views on his life. Bardia either ruled the Achaemenid Empire, which he did, for a few months in 522 BC, or was impersonated by a Magus called Gamata, all right, whose name is given by Tisia as Saphindadius, all right, until he was toppled by Darius the Great, all right. And that's pretty much it on him. Pretty much he was the son. He didn't rule too much. Too long. He ruled a couple months. All right. And then his predecessor, as you can see, is his successor is pretty much Darius the First. Okay. All right. And pretty much this is going into the third king. So Salakia, this is the third king that is mentioned in is Darius the Great, which is Darius the First. All right, was a Persian ruler who served as the third king of kings of the Achaemenid Empire, reigning from 522 BCE until his death in 486 BCE. He ruled the empire at its territorial peak when it included much of Western Asia, part of the Balkans, all right, Thrace, Macedonia, and Paeonia, all right, in the Caucasus, most of the Black Sea coastal region, Central Asia, in the Indus Valley in the east, and portion of North Africa, so like North Africa and Northeast Africa, including Egypt, Eastern Libya, and coastal Sudan. Right, man. So they pretty much ruled a lot of territory, a lot of land, man. All right, and it also goes in Darius ascended the throne, all right, by overthrowing the legitimate academic monarch Bardia, which we had read previous on Bardia, which he was that second king that it had mentioned of. Now this fourth king that it had mentioned in Daniel's 11 and verse 2 is talking about Xerxes, all right, which he's going to be greater than the previous three kings. Okay, all right, so let's go back to Daniel's and read that real quick. Now Daniel's 11 and verse 2, and now will I shew thee truth, behold, there shall stand up yet three kings in Persia, and the fourth shall be far richer than they all. Now this fourth king is talking about Xerxes, which he's pretty popular. Everybody knows him from 300. All right, that's who it's talking about, Xerxes. Okay, so let's get some information on Xerxes. And commonly known as Xerxes the Great, was the fourth king of kings of the Achaemenid Empire. Ruled from 486 to 465 BC. He was the son of the successor of Darius the Great, and his mother was Atassa, a daughter of Cyrus the Great, the founder of the Achaemenid Empire. Like his father, he ruled the empire at its territorial apex. He ruled from 486 BC until his assassination in 465 BC at the hand of Artabusbenus, the commander of the royal bodyguard. All right, this was his bodyguard who pretty much put him to death, man. Kind of, assassinated him. Xerxes the First is notable in Western history for his invasion of Greece in 480 BC. His forces temporarily overran mainland Greece north of Isthmus of Corinth until loss of Salamis and Plataea. A year later reversed these genes and ended the second invasion decisively. However, Xerxes successfully crushed the revolts in Egypt and Babylon. Xerxes also oversaw the completion of various construction projects at Susa and Persepolis. All right, so pretty much, man, this is talking about that fourth king, which everybody know. You seen how very wealthy this man is. He was very, very wealthy. He ruled a lot of land, a lot of territory, a lot of these countries. All right, he was very wealthy. Okay. So let's continue on in Daniel's 11. All right, and let's get verse 3. All right, and a mighty king shall stand up that shall rule the great dominion with great dominion, and do according to his will. All right. And when he shall stand up, his kingdom shall be broken and shall be divided towards the four winds of heaven, and not to his posterity, nor according to his dominion which he ruled. For his kingdom shall be plucked up, even for others besides those. Right, man. And this is going into Alexander the Great. All right, Alexander the Great, or the Greek. All right, he pretty much came into power. Everybody knows who Alexander the Great is. And the four winds that it is talking about is his four generals. All right, after Alexander passed away, his four generals pretty much took power, pretty much dividing the kingdom. All right, you know, into their own. All right, and the first king, or the first one of his first generals is Ptolemy, or Ptolemy, which he ruled in Egypt, Palestine, Seleucus, Petra, and Cyprus. All right, and another one of his generals is Lucas. All right, which he ruled Asia. Next is Cassander, which he ruled Macedonia and Greece. And the fourth is Lysimachus, which he ruled Asia Minor. All right. So, you know, pretty much, man, you know, that's pretty much the breakdown of Daniel's 11 and 1 through 4. All right. Which you get the point, man. You know, those you know who's the four kings, which those four kings that is mentioned in verse 2 is Cambyses II, Bardea, Darius the First, and Xerxes. All right, and pretty much 3 through 4 is mentioned in Alexander the Great and his four generals, Ptolemy, Seleucus, Cassander, and Lysimachus. Okay, and what you can go into history on these people, man, you can pretty much look it up for yourself. I just wanted to go into a quick breakdown of that. Lord willing, you know, I hope this was edifying. Shalom.